A couple of weeks back, I posted a video in which I showed the methodology I use to reduce my storage cost. Um, and I mentioned that I use this 120 or $100 worth of Blackmagic's SDI to HDMI converter, which gets 12G signal and converts it into 4K signal back out, so which you could use it in an external recorder or you could use it for monitoring. And I got few requests both on Facebook as well as on YouTube to kind of show a demonstration of how this recording really works, and also show, what's the quality of the image which comes out. This video which you're watching right now is recorded by the same methodology. It's very simple setup. I'm taking the SDI signal, which is the 4K HD, 4K DCI signal from my Komodo. It's going into my Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter. By the way, it's not necessary. You could also feed directly this SDI signal into your Atomos Ninja 5 or 5 Plus with using the 12G SDI module, and still record the same thing. So I'm trying to avoid spending another $200 and then spending another $100 getting the license for it. So I'm just taking the signal, converting it into HDMI, feeding it back into Ninja 5. On my Ninja 5, I'm using ProRes HQ to record that feed which is coming out, which is 4K DCI feed, into a cheap SSD. I think it's a 2TB SSD which I bought on Amazon for $59 or $60 or something, and that gives me around 3.5 hours of recording time for a high quality 422 ProRes footage, which grades well as well. So if you are using your Komodo for documentary shooting, for talking head shootings or interviews, or even filming products, and you do not require RAW, this works really well. The only downside is that you have to get a Ninja 5 external recorder or Ninja 5 Plus external recorder. You have to mount it on your camera, and as long as you don't have to move it along so much or move it around so much, this should work really well. So I'll also put a schematic of how I'm really doing this, and also show you some screenshots after this quick conversation, so that you really understand how I'm doing this. And it works really well. It is much cheaper than buying $700-800 worth of CFast card. And the only downside is you cannot record RAW. And if you really need to record something RAW, you should definitely go and buy a terabyte or a half of 512 GB of CFast card. So hope this helps. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any other videos or any other specific tutorials. I would be more than happy to put it in for you. So the schematic is really simple. All what I'm doing here is I have my Komodo, which is outputting 4K DCI via SDI. This signal is basically going into my Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter, which is then feeding into my Ninja Plus. Now, understand this. You could also do a direct DCI feed too via SDI. Now the problem is this is going to cost you $199 for the module, and it's also going to cost you like $99 for the license, which I wanted to avoid. And this is going to cost you, like when I bought it from B&H, it cost me like $95 on some kind of a discount. So essentially, this is what is my flow. Now, when it comes to the Ninja 5 Plus settings, it's, the input settings are red, log, 3G10, and red, wide, gamut, and also the recording. I could also do H265 HQ, or I could do ProRes HQ. I mostly go with ProRes HQ because it's just more efficient than H265. Okay, so now very quickly let me show you the settings here, right? So the feed right now which you're seeing on my Ninja is coming from my red Komodo, and you could clearly see the record button is activated. Now obviously this is not recording in RAW because red does not output RAW through its SDI port. Komodo doesn't output raw through its SDI ports. But there are only two key settings you need to keep in mind. The first setting is the camera input settings. So the camera input settings need to match the camera type red, the gamma type log G310, and the gamut type as RWG. As long as that is correct, you are going to get exact same quality of the image, which you will get when you record ProRes inside your camera. So similarly, in the record type, you have to go out there and right, and you can even do pre-roll. So the system will start recording like 6 seconds before you actually hit record, so you will not miss out any time. And that's the only settings you need to do, and that's it. And I think this helps you save a ton of money on CF Express and storage media, because you just saw I could literally record 5 hours worth of footage on this, and this I'm recording on really cheap SSDs, which are like 2 terabytes that you get on Amazon for like 70-80 bucks when they are discounted. That's it. That's the only thing we need to do. Nothing else.